There we go. Okay, back on Facebook Live. Computer didn't want to cooperate today, so we changed over, switched over to the electronic device, and we'll see how that happens. So again, Jacqueline J. Smith here, your insurance lady, and got some difficult news this week from several areas, and so I wanted to talk about several different areas, several different items. Hey, Angelia, thank you so much for joining. So, unfortunately, the condolences are that, a dear lady passed away earlier this week and came out of the blue. And as happens so many times, these things are unexpected. The person wasn't sick, they weren't in the hospital, and barring car accidents and things of that nature, or slip and falls, or falling off a ladder, or stuff like that. Sometimes these things just come out of the blue. When my dad passed away, completely out of the, well, you know what, even though it was completely out of the blue, it wasn't really. And the only reason I say that is because he had high blood pressure issues, and was they couldn't get his blood pressure regulated whatever, and things of that nature. So it wasn't a complete shock, but still a shock nonetheless, because wasn't expecting it to happen at that time. But at any rate, this entire week, almost every day have had a news item in my news feed on Facebook about someone passing away from some reason or another, and from some unfortunate circumstance. So again, this particular individual, it was a complete shock. I just saw her about a month ago. So, complete shock, completely devastated. And like I said, because at least one of the reasons was because she was, such a love, such a sweet person, such a caring and giving person. Like I said, would sit and just talk to you, just, talking about stuff. And so my heart definitely feels for the family, and just want them to know that they are in our thoughts and prayers, and we're putting our love and arms around them as they move on from this situation as well. Hey, Nikki. Hey, Debbie. Hey, Elaine. Hey, thank you. Yeah, just met her. Yeah, a couple of weeks ago. So those are the condolences. But like I said, as well as all of the families that lose people. Because like I said, death is part of life, and it happens every single day. It just does. It happens every day. So definitely my condolences out to those families, which comes to my apology part. I am apologizing from the bottom of my heart, literally and seriously. And please, I'm taking this so serious. I have been lax and slack on hitting you all over the head as far as having life insurance. You need life insurance. Regardless, you need life insurance. Whether if you're single, if you're married, if you have children, if you're an empty nester, if you own a home, you need life insurance. And hey, good afternoon, Angelia. And the reason that you need life insurance is because life insurance is not for you as the person that passed away, but it's for the individuals that are left. It's for those individuals that will have to go on after you have passed away in order to be able to sustain the family, in order to make sure the rent gets paid, in order to make sure that they're able to have food on the table, in order to make sure they have transportation. If you have young children, to make sure that they're able to go to college. So you need life insurance. And yes, I have not been on my job, and like I said, I am apologizing. I have not been on my job. I'm hitting you over the head, and I'm going to hit you over the head every day until you get it, until you get it right. Get it right for your family. Leave a legacy. No more fish fry funerals. We're not selling fish dinners in the backyard to try to pay for someone's funeral. We're not going to crowdfunding sites in order to try to pay for someone's funeral because the family is scrambling and they don't have the money in order to provide the individual a decent burial. Let's stop it. Stop thinking about crowdfunding as life insurance. Crowdfunding is not life insurance, and there are several reasons for that, and we'll get into that discussion at a later date. But for right now, what I am telling you and what I'm imploring you is to find some life insurance. Find an agent. Find someone that can assist you. Find someone that will take your needs into consideration. Find someone that will assist you in identifying your goals, your needs for your family, so that they are able to continue to move on in life. If you should pass away prematurely, unexpectedly, whatever you want to call it. If you need to talk to me, I'll be glad to talk to you. Give me a call. bit.ly/Let's Talk Insurance. It's a free call. It's not long, 10-15 minutes, just to find out where you are, what you're doing, if you have life insurance in place, if you need life insurance, if you need to maybe to add some insurance, take some insurance away. We can discuss those issues, but you need some life insurance. Don't have your family struggling and scrambling and, trying to figure out a way to get you a decent service for your final resting place, as well as be able to take care of themselves. And like I said, they're not, running around trying to call Uncle Tom and Uncle Bobby and Cousin Momo and them to try to scrape some funds together. It's not. But the other issue is, hey, cousin, how you doing? The other issue is because it's not necessary. You can get a final expense policy that is not a large face amount. Okay, if you are, depending upon your age, like I said, depending upon your family circumstances, you may not need $1 million. I mean, if you've got a business and your business is making $1 million, then okay, you may need $1 million policy, but just to have a decent burial, just to be able to, like I said, provide those funds, make sure that the funeral home is taken care of, your headstone, if that's what you want, your cremation, if that's what you want, the repast at the church, because churches are starting to charge for repast, folks. So check it out and make sure you have the information before you get into that situation. Do what you got to do. Do what you got to do. You can get a final expense policy for $10,000, $15,000, $20,000. That's all. That's all you really need. Like I said, depending upon your family circumstances, if you have young children and they're still needing to go to college, you may need a little bit more than that just to make sure that they're able to continue on with their lives and get a good start in life by attending college if that's what they so choose. So you may need a little bit more coverage than, just a basic final expense policy, but you need something. Yes, to make sure your family lives after you die. Absolutely. Absolutely. It's what you need. It's what you've got to have. And a moment of transparency, another moment of transparency. The other thing is this dear, sweet lady, I talked to her about life insurance when we were out of town, a few months ago when we were out of town. The bad part is we talked about it. We talked about her needing it. We talked about why she needed it, who needed it, all of those instances. The only reason that we did not sit down and write a policy that weekend is because, number one, I'm not licensed in Indiana, and number two, I'm not licensed in California. Other than that, she would have had something in place before she left. And I guarantee you that. I guarantee you that. So like I said, I apologize because I was not on the job. I have not been doing what I have been called here to do. So just expect it. It's coming. It's coming regularly. It's coming daily. So if I need to hit you over the head every day just to make sure that you and your family and your loved ones are secure, are set in, like I said, in the event something happens, then if that's what I need to do, then that's what I'm going to do. Because, it's heartbreaking when folks, aren't taken care of and their family is not taken care of. And now the other thing is, listen to me and listen to me good. Just because you may have a mama, a daddy, a sister, a brother, a cousin, a auntie, somebody else that may have a little bit of something tucked away for themselves, don't think that they're trying to use all of their funds to take care of your burial. That's not their responsibility. It's your responsibility to take care of you and your families. No, I did not know an agent in any one of those areas, unfortunately. I didn't. But thank you for giving me that little tidbit and nugget, because I am looking for independent insurance agents to service others across the country, because again, my mission is I am working with small business owners in order to make sure that they're covered, in order to make sure their families are covered, and in order to make sure any employees they may have are also covered. So I am definitely looking for additional agents across the country to assist in filling this void. Most definitely. Thank you so much for that reminder. So don't get it twisted. Don't get it twisted. Their funds are not for you. And then the other thing is, okay, if they're spending their funds on providing your final expense or your memorial service, your burial service, then that's that much less they have to use for their own. Although, of course, they should also have their own policies in place. But again, Oh, you do? Oh, okay. Yeah, Elaine, we got to get on the job, sis. Got to get on the job. Got to get on the job. So, yeah, absolutely. And Elaine, if you know of those agents and they're independent and they're looking to do something, definitely hit me up and let me know, and we can talk about doing a little something, something. So definitely, I think we definitely need to get on the stick and do some of that collaboration we were talking about. Absolutely, that sounds like a plan to me. I don't know about you, so yeah, let's get on that sooner rather than later. So I'm not going to be before you long, but I definitely hope you got the message, and pray that you take heed. Let those of your friends, families, loved ones, colleagues know that, tomorrow is not promised. Tomorrow is not promised, and we know not the day nor the hour. We know not the day nor the hour. And so you just have to be prepared. Talking to a family member last night, she's getting her affairs in order, because it's only her and her son. So she's getting her affairs in order and preparing for him as well. So like I said, oh, and one other thing, just remember and don't forget, that just because you may have a health condition, that does not automatically exclude you from purchasing life insurance. So like I said, make an appointment, get with me at bit.ly/let's talk insurance. We can at least have a conversation on where you are, where you need to be, where you want to be, what your goals are, and all of these types of issues, so that you have a better understanding and a better idea of how to proceed. So you want to get involved in which aspect, Ms. Nikki Smith, in terms of being an agent or in terms of purchasing life insurance? Because I know a little bit about your situation, but definitely need to make sure everything is in order and stuff is in place. And I thank you so very much for joining this afternoon, if I did not say that previously. So, like I said, I'm not going to be before you very long this afternoon, but I did want to express my condolences to the family. And I could not let this day go by without, oh, excellent, we can have a conversation about that. I did not want to let this day go by before I came to you and got this off of my chest, and got this, and like I said, apologized for, like I said, for not being on the job, because, when it's my time, I definitely don't want to, be up in front of the Lord and him have to ask me why you were not on your job and why did you not help those people who you knew needed help. And how am I going to answer that? So this is one aspect or one way to ensure that at least part of that mission is fulfilled. And like I said, we'll be before you on a regular to make sure, like I said, you, your family, loved ones are covered. And hey, good afternoon, Sister Penny. Thank you so very much for joining. I appreciate it. So if you're not following me on Periscope, you can click the little Perry guide down the bottom. For those of you on Facebook Live, which is actually working at this point, praise God, we will continue on and keep it moving. And for those of you that are just joining, and I appreciate that, thank you so very much. So today, talking about apologies and condolences, and the condolences are, a dear woman that I just saw recently, when we were out of town, passed away this past week. And I mean, it was completely unexpected, completely devastating, because not that these things don't happen again. We understand that the Lord calls us in his own time, but it was unexpected. Just talked to her about a month ago in Indianapolis, and, she was just a loving person. Like I said, love you, talk to you so much on a regular basis, talk to you as long as you needed to talk. She was there. Her hugs were just amazing and loving, and I know I am definitely going to miss them. I'll miss seeing her at conferences and things of that nature, but her spirit will definitely be there, and her spirit definitely lives on, and we appreciate that. So, but like I said, in addition to that, so at least once a day for this past week have been receiving messages of individuals passing away. Dealt with having a funeral at my own church this past Tuesday. And, again, families go through so many things when these situations come up. And so it really does paid to be prepared, just in so many circumstances. And, we'll be talking a little bit more about that at a later date. But in addition to that, the apology is that I have been lax and slacking on my job. And for that, I truly apologize. Like I said, have not been before you on a regular basis, but this particular situation I could not let today go by without expressing my apologies and ensuring you that I will be on the job. I will definitely be on the job. If you don't have life insurance, you need life insurance. And like I said, yes, I am absolutely atoning for my sins. Yes, because God gave me an assignment to do and to fulfill. And so up until this point, I have been somewhat lax in fulfilling that mission. And so here I am, and I've got to get back on it. So like I said, you and your family, everyone needs life insurance. And again, life insurance is not for the individual that passes away. It's for those that are living and that need to continue on and that need to provide your memorial service, your homegoing service, etc. So that they're not burdening the family. You're not having fish fry dinners in the backyard, like I said, and, trying to scramble and come up with the funds in order to provide that particular service. So like I said, not going to be before you very long this afternoon, but I did need to express those particular sentiments. And like I said, we'll be back before you with some additional information. Like I said, if you need to talk about your specific circumstances, you may need more life insurance, you may need less life insurance, you may need to change some things. We can definitely have a discussion about that, what that may look like. And so go to bit.ly/let's talk insurance. We can have that conversation. I don't know whether or not she did, but I don't know. I know she was in the military. I don't know whether or not she had insurance. She might not have had enough, but she also talked about some other of her family members not having insurance. And so we had a discussion about it in Indianapolis. We did not move forward for the reasons that I mentioned previously. I'm not licensed in Indiana, nor am I licensed in California. So that was part of the challenge right there. But trust and believe, had I been licensed in either one of those areas, or if the conference had taken place in Massachusetts or Texas, we absolutely would have had a contract written that weekend, because again, you need to make sure that you and your family are covered and protected. It's important, it's critical, it's imperative that you make sure that it gets done sooner rather than later. 10 years too early is more advantageous than 1 minute too late. bit.ly/let's talk insurance. Let's talk insurance. Oh, absolutely. bit.ly/let's talk insurance. We will be speaking about insurance, your specific insurance needs, your family's insurance needs, what your goals are, what it is that you may be looking for, what type of dollar amount do you currently have? Do you currently have insurance, and isn't enough? Is it enough? It could very well be enough. And the other issue is, if you currently work for a company, how much life insurance are they providing for you, if any? And even the amount that they are providing for you may or may not be enough, depending upon your family circumstances. And I apologize, I missed that last message on Periscope. Yes, that's it, Angelia. bit.ly/let's talk insurance. That's it, Nikki. Yep, absolutely. So again, not going to be before you long. I thank you so very much for your time and attention this afternoon. Like I said, we'll be before you. I will be on the job. And if you find me being lax or slack, call me on it. I'm giving you that carte blanche. I'm giving you that directive, that mandate. If you find me being slack and lax in getting this particular mission accomplished, we can't have that. So good afternoon, Ms. Rev. Thank you so very much for joining. I appreciate you. Like I said, we're just now wrapping up. For those of you that are joining live, I appreciate it. For those of you that may be watching the replay, like I said, I appreciate you as well. Take heed, and let's get it done. We got to have to make sure that we are protecting our families, our loved ones, and our community ultimately, because if if your family's in a situation where they're struggling and scrambling, trying to pull funds together in order to provide a decent service for you, then that takes away from, other areas or other ways they could potentially be great in the community as well. So I'm just saying. And then the other thing is that With insurance, you get a check immediately. Crowdfunding, you're sitting around. You don't know whether or not someone's actually going to contribute to your particular fund. And do you really want your family doing a marketing campaign while they're in the middle of grieving and trying to get arrangements together and contact other family members and things of that nature? Is that really how you want them spending their time? Or do you want them spending their time loving on each other and supporting each other through this difficult time? I mean, I'm just saying, just a question. So, you know, I want to say, oh, and I know I've said this before, and I'm going to say it again. Do you or do you not have insurance on your cell phone? And if you have insurance on your cell phone and don't have insurance on your life, something's wrong. Something's really, really wrong. So let's talk. And like I said, let's get it together and let's get it done. All right. Thank you so very much. Have a wonderful, hey, Eunice, how you doing this afternoon? Appreciate you joining. If you need to talk, let's talk. So let's have that conversation. So have a great weekend. Have a great rest of your afternoon. We will be, and like I said, I'll be back before you on the regular, probably around the same time, 1:30-ish Eastern Standard Time in the afternoon. May look at doing something in the morning. So we'll see what happens. But, oh, absolutely. You are so welcome and look forward to speaking with you. Oh, do you think we created God to cope with our fear of existential? I have no idea. And that's not what this particular scope is about. So yeah, hadn't thought about it and not where we are right now. So anyway, thank you so much. I appreciate you. Take care. Have a great weekend and we will see you next time. And remember, God did not wake you up this morning to be mediocre. So go out, have a great day and walk in your greatness. Take care. We'll see you next time. Bye now.